What's up, guys? This is Yakup. I'm content manager, content AI manager, and I'm helping small and medium enterprises with their content strategy. Welcome to a new episode of the Content AI Show, where I speak with founders, investors who are deeply in the AI niche. And I'm very happy to speak today with Vijay Navaluri, who's the co-founder and also the chief customer officer of Techforce.ai. Welcome, Vijay, to the show.
Hey, Agub. Nice being here. Looking forward to having an engaging conversation, interesting conversation on AI
Yes,
and everything
yes,
around it.
hopefully. Yes, that's my aim. That's what I'm looking for, and I'm very sure we will accomplish this. So thank you for this. So can you introduce yourself? So who's Vijay, and why are you doing the things that you are doing?
Sure. I'm Vijay Navaluri. I'm one of the co-founder and chief customer officer of Techforce.ai. We are an AI automation software company. The company is 40 years old. We are based out of US. We have offices in India. We are the world's first digital enablement company. I'll talk about more what we are, what that does mean, and where AI plays a role in that. But overall, I look after sales, marketing, and customer success of Techforce.ai and with a great team that I have, around 50 of them globally.
Hmm. So remotely working, a team that is working remotely all around the world, or how is it organized?
Yeah, I think we are one of the remotely born startups. So we used to have some team co-located earlier before COVID. That was very small team, but now 100% remote, 100% distributed. I think we have a team spread across almost 8 cities now.
Yeah. Okay. So what was the main motivation to start Techforce AI?
So it goes back to what I am and I was doing before. I was in consulting, doing a lot of digital, commerce, digital engagement projects in the U.S., helping large enterprises and fast-growing companies to adopt digital technology. And we realized the more digital it is, the harder it is becoming for people to live a balanced life at work. So we thought, why don't we use technology to solve that problem? And there was an idea that everybody should have a very powerful digital work assistant, and then that's how we started the company. And that actually should help people to become much more productive and creative at work. So the
Mhm.
mission of the company is to make everybody a creator at work, because 50% of the time we spend our life, active life, in working. And why creator should only be in music industry? Why art should be an artist? We should find creators at work as well. And in order to enable that, what we should do, how actually we can make everybody a creator, bring the creator out of everyone, was the idea of and the reason that we started the company. And the mission is to make everybody a creator at work, right? And using AI and not, the digital technology software that we have.
Yeah. Okay. Already interesting. So what are the features that are where AI is involved? Can you describe this in more detail? So what are the AI features, or what are the features in general? When I'm using Techforce AI, where can this help me to be more creative?
Fantastic. So, and there's a lot of hype around AI. I'm sure you
Yeah.
must be talking to many of them, and there's a lot of hype, and I think a lot of value. Also, already we started seeing using AI at work, right? If you look at most of the office softwares that we use, whether it's Microsoft Office, Google, Gmail, all of them are AI inbuilt, and you don't really feel there is AI around it, right? And
Yes.
they're beautifully built products now, and enabling people to automatically filter out spams, avoid the phishing mails. There's so much that happens behind just an email that we work. So
Mhm.
our idea was to make AI something very invisible at work, but really enable every individual in performing, giving the best at their work, right? And so that AI is playing. It's us and AI kind of a model. So a lot of people talk about it, where humans and AI is going to be the future. So what we do, as you asked the question about where AI comes, our AI actually invisible to end users, and that's how we feel that us and AI should work together to bring the best out of every individual. And if you see our logo, that's exactly what we represent. The ampersand is about humans and AI. So the use cases that we solve are around, when you're actually a business user. And today, if you look at the kind of explosion of technology around a business user, there are hundreds of SaaS applications, business applications that you
Yes.
need that they're actually being released very fast in the market. And thanks to agile, thanks to DevOps, thanks to all no code, low code revolution that's happening, software is becoming much better and faster. But we humans are the same. Nothing is upgraded in our side of the world, right? We still are the same. We have same mind, same brain, same time. So we thought bringing AI to enable business users to better use software and enable them with the skills that they don't have, the skill gap that's emerging in the digital workplace, and enable them with more digital skills, assist them perform their day-to-day work better, and also let them self-service automate their repetitive tasks. So the idea was to enable, take the drudgery out of the individual, the mundane work that they do, and enable things that they don't know how to do. Is when you see the creativity coming out. Creativity is just not something that will happen. If you want to be consistently bring best out of the employees, workforce, it's important to enable them to be productive, and also enable them with the knowledge just in time, right? Don't expect them to go outside the work time and learn something and come back to work and apply that. It has to be on the job. It has to be just
Mhm.
in time when they are performing the particular task at work. AI and automation should come and support them, enable them, assist them, and take the also take the delegation role, that they can delegate the work to the software, which actually can take over the mundane tasks. So that's how we are, a just-in-time enablement software, which comes on sits on users desktop, users laptop, users browser, helps them in every application. How can they do better? What is the right way to do it? And guide them, and also take some drudgery out of them to the repetitive mundane tasks. That's how we call it as digital enablement platform. In short, just in time in-app assistance and automation software.
Mhm. Yeah, it makes total sense. So this is also some of the misconceptions when it comes to AI, that everything that it will solve all your problems. So with one button, it will solve all your problems that you have and help you with your day. It's at the end of the day, it's a tool that assists you with your tasks. That's mainly how I see it. And it doesn't matter in which niche you are. As a content manager, I'm using these tools for blog creation, blog article creation, or for social media, and in order to, yeah, increase the frequency and also the output that I can create, because my time is limited, but these tools can help me to scale it. So that's how I see
Absolutely.
it. And that's
Absolutely.
also, yes, this is also an alignment with your opinion. Okay, that's
Yeah,
cool.
there's a lot more hype in the market about AI, right? It's
Yes.
coming and replacing jobs. And what we believe, there are in certain areas, it is true, where those roles shouldn't be existing today, and they still exist. So those roles will definitely be impacted. But 90% of the use cases that we see today, AI is going to play a companion or a wingman role, where it will support somebody at work to be better every day, and they bring their best. And we softwares like us, and there are many other in doing it in different ways. But the idea is to how us and AI can work together, and there's a lot more innovation that is possible in the market today. How can we bring these new user experiences of where a user is working and AI is assisting? How would you build new user experience that way, right? So far, all the user experience that we design are for human only, right? If you look at any UX, any project, any applications, any apps that are built today, they're actually assuming that user will be using them. But
Yeah.
I think we'll see a lot more change coming in the way that software is going to be released going forward, where you will assume that user will be enabled by AI, and there will be new. It's very interesting space to see how the new user experience will come. AI assisted user experiences will emerge.
Okay, interesting. So just so that I got it, I understand it. This means so there will be a new user experience, not designed for humans, but more for AI, or how to understand it?
More for humans and AI. So
Okay.
if you take an example today, right? You're using a CRM application.
Hmm.
You're expected to, a sales guy is expected to go and use a CRM application, enter data, create a contact, create a leader opportunity, deal,
Yes.
track it, all that. But most of that work can be done by AI now, right? And so, but user is still in control. He's accessing the application. It will provide him the insights. He has to do some interventions. So it's a very seamless collaboration happening between the human experience and the automated experience. They use AI
Hmm.
suggestions and experience. So the applications have to be built that way going forward, assuming, and that's what we do, right? At the digital enablement platform, we do a very core deep research in AI-enabled user experience. So
Yeah.
how, if you're helping a company, a salesperson to perform his job, or a marketer to do his job, or a developer to do his job, how do you really see those applications being enabled, just in time using AI and human coming together? And and we see that that's the future where you just don't build for humans, but you also build for humans and AI to work together.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, got it. Very interesting. So is this your target audience? So CMOs or salespersons, and what kind of customer do you have around the world, I guess?
So we are pretty broad in that nature, and
Yeah.
sometimes it's bad, sometimes it's good, but we are taking it that way. We Anybody who uses a desktop is a kind
Yeah.
of an audience for us, because you can be enabled on the desktop, right? The AI can help you do those tasks. Anybody who is a software user, if I have to be a little bit specific, anybody who uses software at work on
Hmm.
desktops and using business applications is a user that we can digitally enable today,
Okay.
right? So
That,
we are like
that
a
that's
we are
what.
like a
Yeah. Sorry for interrupting. That's a broad audience. I want to say.
That's a very broad audience. So
Uh,
that's how it is. I mean, for us, I don't know if you're following, technologies like automation, robotic automation, stuff like that. It doesn't matter what industry, what role you are in, as long as your work can be done by a software robot. Your work will be can be managed by automation.
yeah.
Similarly, we are giving a self-service feature. For example, if you use laptop and desktop very frequently. So if you want to be, you do something very new, right, which you don't know how to do. There are two ways today. One, you can go back and figure out, Google it, figure out, research it, and do it. Or there pops up a desktop assistant which says, "Hey, I have a skill created by an expert in this area, which is we have a community, right? We have a huge community that we are building, creators community. So you don't have to do it, learn everything. Somebody is creating active skill, the digital assistant skill, which can be 100 others can use it. If I'm an expert in doing YouTube editing, YouTube setting up a channel and stuff, I'll tell you how to do it step by step, which and create a skill around in our platform. And somebody else can come and use it. Hey, either I can learn it manually and do that, or I just use a skill which actually guides me step by step how to do that in YouTube,
Yeah.
and then I'm getting done with it. So we're building
Hmm.
a big community of connecting the experts, digital experts in specific tasks, and the users. So it's a community that's coming together where you are replicating somebody's expertise into actionable assistant skill, AI skills, which actually can be leveraged by 100 others. So being a community and a marketplace approach, we have
Hmm.
very broad use case that we support, because we are enabling creators to create skills, and we are enabling on the other side users to use those skills, and we provide the tools and the technology that can work on any
Yeah.
software.
Yeah.
So that makes it to us very broad.
Awesome. So one thing that you mentioned, experience. So what is this is something that I love to ask. What is one of the first memories that you had when it comes to AI? Was it a movie or was it a book? What was it?
I think very first memory that I have, or if it goes back to my childhood, is the movie Terminator, The Judgment Day.
Yeah, yeah.
Now that's my first memory with AI, and I used to think
Okay.
everything is AI from there on. I don't know if still that was AI back then, but so to me, Terminator was first memory as to AI or artificially intelligent, humanoid robots coming and saving the humanity, blah blah. So that's my first memory that goes into AI.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Terminator is. I got this already a couple of times. So Terminator, or another movie, something like I Am Robot. With Will Smith. I
iRobot,
forgot the name.
iRobot
I
is another
Robot.
movie.
I Robot. Yeah.
Yeah, depending on
That
who
was
is
also.
who you're asking. I think if you're asking a
Yeah.
millennial like me, who actually I was 7 8 years old when
Yeah.
Terminator 2 was released. So I would having those memories. And if you ask a millennial, the Generation Z people, who they would be one of the first movies they must have watched is iRobot.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Okay. So one thing that we already spoke about are these misconceptions within that journalists publish, and I mean I was a former journalist, but yeah, that you find it in the press. One thing the job will that the AI will take your job. This is one big misconception. Are there any other misconception that you hear all the time that makes you angry or sad that you would love to speak about?
See, there is nothing that makes me angry because
Okay. Nothing
we are here
really.
we are here to help. So
Okay.
I think what definitely there are areas, a lot of hype. What people think where AI is and what actually it is. AI is just an intelligence built on the past, right? And so that's what it is. And where your past matters is where AI matters. And think where your past doesn't matter, which means you changed some scenario and it's not more any more relevant. That data is not relevant to you anymore. The logic, the intelligence that's built on the data is not relevant anymore. Let's say you're a company and you sold your company to another company, and you're completely a new business. What are you going to do with the old data and the logic that's built? So AI is hyped. People just see it as it's just one more intelligence built on the past data, and use that accordingly where it matters. At the same time, you can do some future predictions with it, as long as they're all predictable, right? Who predicted COVID, and who predicted all the AI models that are there in the industry? You can predict future, right? Whatever AI you can, and it's exactly same with your business as well. So it's humans who actually build the business and build stuff. And AI can definitely play your role, enabling role in helping you where it matters, wherever it matters, right? I
Mhm.
think that's how the market should watch it. That's how people should see it, and a lot of companies see it, and a lot of companies also have a lot of expectation and hype. Hey, your AI should read everything. Your AI should talk like a human. It's just not there, and vendors also have to really start playing a role, that how can I enable people digitally enable using AI, then AI can do exactly like humans. AI can do better than humans. I think some of those statements are actually creating more harm than benefit to the industry in
Mhm.
general. So the more we educate our customers, and that's what we do, and whenever they come with a huge expectation, hey, how come your software is not doing, the other vendor is saying this, other vendor is saying do it, and eventually they learn that nothing is better than human when it comes to when it comes to communication, when it comes to ingenuity of thinking, ideas changing, working on things that change. AI is only good at things that don't change much, and you learn from it and use it. So overall, that's what we do. We focus on telling the story of digital enablement, humans and AI enabling humans at work. and how it does.
Hmm.
So there is no hard one, but I think there's a lot more education that we can do along with the industry in this space.
Yeah. So totally agree. So I think the educational part is very important and completely underestimated so far. So some AI university, it doesn't have to be a formal university like that, but that you can learn what skills you can learn with AI, so that you can combine your skills with AI skills in order to be more productive, more efficient, create more creative
I think,
work. I think this is really necessary in the coming time that we need, because there is some fear. People are afraid or don't understand it. So that should be our job, to focus on this educational part. Yeah, that's
yeah,
how I also see it. Yeah, cool.
I think it would have been simpler if somebody, whoever coined AI, coined that as DI, just as data intelligence. So people would have really not so scared, DI, it's actually DI. It's data intelligence, right? It's not
Hmm.
artificial intelligence. It's
Yeah,
intelligence built on data, right? Historic data are, and what's coming.
yeah,
So the more we educate that AI is DI, and people will start saying it differently. It's just data
yeah,
intelligence built on your data.
yeah, yeah. So basically, you train the AI with data. That's basically,
And
yeah.
you get the intelligence out of it, right? The outcome is intelligence out of it, which you can use it in various applications. So it's actually data intelligence.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. Okay, when it comes to trends, what do you see for the coming years or for the coming year, when it comes to AI development? So, for example, in the content space, GPT-4 is always mentioned. So, how will this future be? But what do you think about this topic? So, trends within the AI space. What changes do you think are coming? I mean, we don't know, but I'm always asking because I'm just curious.
um, it's hard to predict. There's a lot of
Yeah.
research happening. Something can be breakthrough, but what we see, one of the major trend is hype will start coming down. If you see a lot of analysts who are responsible, industry analysts and vendors who are responsible to create the hype, are actually coming down and telling that, hey, use AI as a enabling solution or augmenting solution than AI is replacing, or AI is actually equivalent to human intelligence. So what we see is a lot more applications will emerge in the future where a combined human and AI solutions work together, right? And every
Mhm.
software will be embedding AI invisibly. Every software provider, every app, right? So but human will always be in the center. Human will always be in the center. There will be a lot of services augmenting the human with AI based intelligence, right? And we see every software vendor becoming that way. So that's a major trend.
Yeah.
You will not be finding in next 3 to 5 years a software company which doesn't have AI embedded into it, right? To enable the business users or the end users. That's one major trend, and we are part of that trend as well as a digital enablement software. And another trend that we would see is if you look at the unstructured data, whether it's documents, whether it's voice, whether it's conversations that happen, the text, the whole unstructured data that gets generated a lot, the videos. There will be a lot more standard use cases that will be emerging out of using unstructured data in your regular business workflows or regular personal life workflows as well.
Mhm.
So I think these are the two key trends that we really believe in, and we see that's happening. A plethora of startups, plethora of companies, as big as Microsofts of the world, Amazons of the world, and Googles of the world doing it, to as small as startups doing, three four people startups doing a simple AI app for understanding the sentiment in a video. So there are so many use cases that will come, and they'll take time, but a lot of unstructured data starts becoming structured. That's another trend that we will see, because of the data, AI, the kind of energy that everybody's spending around that. there are two major trends, I would say. Every software become AI enabled software. Every unstructured data starts becoming structured to be used in a lot more applications.
Hmm. Okay, got it. Yeah. So structured data is, I mean, so one thing that I'm always thinking about when it comes to smaller companies, how can they structure, because AI is oftentimes not a topic for them, but how, or what suggestion would you do if they, I mean, they could also create a software themselves for their own company, and the best way to do this is when they structure their data, but oftentimes they don't know how to do it. So in an Excel sheet, or in what kind of tool should I include it? What suggestion would you give to somebody who's just starting with AI?
So it's a very, I mean, AI is very broad, right? So every organization, depending on their industry, their customers, and their needs, should look at the use cases which are relevant to them. There's a lot of literature available. Thanks to the hype on AI, there is no depth of information about what use cases are relevant to your industry. If you're an e-commerce business, where you can use AI and automation. If you are in banking, if you are in a small insurance agent, every industry has use cases here. So first, understanding the advice would be to understand the relevance, understand the need.
Mhm.
So you should not never think, where can I use AI? You should always think, how can I solve this problem, right? So
Okay.
from in your own industry, in your own problems that you're facing day to day, and see, when I'm solving this problem, what tools that will help me to do that. And one of the major tool set or in the kit is AI, right? So see, AI is possible, and what solution that I can leverage in AI, especially in the customer experience and employee experience. I think if you look at overall the relevance of AI, the most relevant use cases for small businesses is around customer experience and employee experience. So if you're an employee heavy company, you need to really ensure that your employees are enabled at work to be the best and the best productive, and
Yeah.
and they are actually in turn enabling your growth, right? And if you are very very customer centric, and you have lot of customer engagement, and if you're in a consumer business, right? In that case, you should be also be thinking a lot about how do you enable your customers also digitally, so that in this world, you should not be thinking, I'll start a 15 people support team and then support my customers. You should always think about, how can I use a AI enabled solution to enable my customers, so that it's just not
Mhm.
about the people, it's also about instant support. It's about instantly enabling your customers to find what they need, how they need, from your business point of view.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
look at customer experience, employee experience, workflows, and what problems that you want to solve, and see this AI solutions available, and then get there. That would be our advice to any company
Yeah.
getting on the AI journey.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay. Because sometimes I'm just checking what AI tools didn't use yet, and how can I use it for my own life. But you have to skip it. So
Yeah, it's a
try to
trap. It's a trap. We should not get into
yeah,
trap, because you should always look at what can I do, right? What I want to do, and
yeah,
if I want to do it, is there a tool that can help me do that? And the best. Sometimes AI might be very novice in that area, but still you can invest your time in it, because you know it's going to get better. But never start something that, hey, I want to use this tool, and then you'll go nowhere, because you don't have the need eventually.
yeah, yeah. Okay, got it. Yeah. Okay. So time is running a little bit. My last question that I'm always asking at the end. So, is there somebody who you can recommend for my show? So, who's in AI space, or content AI would be the perfect fit, but AI still is interesting. Co-founder or CEO of a software company who you can recommend for the show.
Um, I can recommend. I will connect with you, a person called Neerav. They're in a startup in the natural language generation for reporting. He's a
Cool. Yeah.
founder, and doing amazing work in NLG, in
Hmm.
helping business users interpret business reports in natural language, right? The
Hmm.
chats and all that, all the hard to understand graphs and charts, but convert them into simple, business friendly, natural language. So it's an
Mhm.
amazing startup called VPhrase. So I can connect you with them, and they're really good. So I could think of one of them. And there are many others, who are doing a lot of innovative work in the AI automation, NLP, language, host document processing, many other use cases, unstructured data use cases. So
Mhm.
I think Nero would be one of the
Yeah,
guys
sounds
to talk.
amazing. Yeah, would appreciate if you could do a short intro. Would love to do a follow up. Awesome. And if people want more about Techforce, this is the website they should go, right? Techforce.ai.
Yes,
This is
yes, it
okay.
is.
I just want this is the best way to just try. That's the best way to learn. And if people want to connect with you or ask questions, where should they go, or should they contact you on LinkedIn, or where should they? What
LinkedIn is
should
the
they do?
best. LinkedIn is the
Okay.
best, and I mean, I'm always on my email and LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is easiest to connect to. Go to Techforce AI
Yeah.
page. We are there. Or I'm Navaluri. Navaluri is my LinkedIn handle. So that's my last name. So people can reach on LinkedIn as well, and I'm very active
Mhm.
on LinkedIn.
Okay. I'm just showing your full name, so that people also can see that one. So here we go, Vijay Navaluri. And maybe I will also add your LinkedIn profile under the video so that people can follow when they're
Yeah,
interested.
yeah.
Okay,
We
Vijay.
talk a lot about a lot of use cases, AI use cases, enablement use cases across
Yeah,
different business users. So great to follow our LinkedIn, and then you get a lot more ideas.
yeah, for sure. So if there are also questions, people can comment under this video, and I will forward it to Vijay, and we can answer that maybe in the chat. So okay, Vijay, really thank you for your time. It was really an honor, and I'm very excited how Techforce will evolve over time. Yes, thank you for your time, and hopefully
Thank you.
maybe
Very
see you on a next episode or something. Maybe you never
very,
know.
very soon, very
Yeah,
soon, and I'm very glad, very interesting to talk to you, and all the best wishes to your show and all the work that you're doing. Very interesting. You're bringing talking about AI and what it is not. Looking forward to see more episodes from you.
yeah. Thank you very much. See you. Bye bye.
Yeah. Bye bye.